Welcome to a sport fishing adventure in America's Caribbean islands, where you'll discover the history and excitement of sport fishing in the tropical waters of the Florida Keys. From the southern tip of mainland Florida, a string of lush coral islands dot the tropical horizon toward Cuba. From Key Largo to Key West, the southernmost city in the continental United States, these islands are called the Florida Keys, linked by bridges and about 125 miles of road, the Overseas Highway. This chain of coral islands creates a natural boundary between the Gulf of Mexico, including Florida Bay and the Everglades, and the royal blue waters of the Atlantic and its legendary Gulf Stream current. Few places on Earth are more uniquely located. This proximity to the Atlantic, the Gulf, and Florida Bay offers the best year-round saltwater sport fishing opportunity in all of North America. For millions of years, migratory game fish have been influenced by equatorial currents through the Straits of Yucatan, into the Gulf of Mexico, and around the Florida Peninsula, where the amazing Gulf Stream current flows as fast as 6 knots, carrying about 4 billion gallons of water per minute past the shores of the Florida Keys. Combined with the Gulf Stream, local tides and currents, prevailing winds and other natural occurrences, waters from the Everglades to the dry Tortugas carry an incredible mixture of nutrients, fish eggs, larvae and plankton, the very foundation of life in the sea. The flow into Florida Bay carries this micro-marine life through the myriad of rivers and creeks into shallow bays with immense tidal flats and mangrove islands that surround the Keys. These estuaries of life provide the ecological incubator to hatch a food chain preyed upon by young game fish. The waters move through the Keys to meet old corals and other forms of marine life that make up the offshore reefs and provide structure and habitat for bait fish and the variety of game fish that feed on these reef dwellers. The Gulf Stream current promotes the final mixture of Keys waters with the Atlantic, and here, the plankton eaters fall prey to big game fish that roam the Florida Straits. Recorded history tells of Spanish settlers fishing off the Florida Keys as early as 1698, but it wasn't until the beginning of the 1900s that the Keys were discovered as an angler's paradise. It was the famous author Zane, a great pioneer of saltwater fishing, that focused attention on the Keys as a world-class sport fishing opportunity. With the completion of Henry Flagler's Overseas Railroad in 1912, the Keys were even more accessible to adventurous anglers, including European royalty, business tycoons, and other famous names like Presidents Hoover, Taft, Truman, and Bush. And perhaps the person most responsible for making the Florida Keys a famous fishing destination, Papa himself, Ernest Hemingway. Today, anglers the world over call the Florida Keys a mecca for fishing enthusiasts. It's a way of life in the Keys, where you can stop almost anywhere to enjoy this sport, including on Henry Flagler's old 7-mile bridge, now the world's longest fishing pier. With more than 100 recognized species of game fish in Florida Keys waters, you'll find the level of excellence demands the best equipment and the finest captains. Here, catch and release is the name of the game, as sport fishing professionals and tournament champions guide anglers to more world records in the Florida Keys than any place else on Earth. It's also the only place in the continental U.S. light tackle anglers can find such fighting game fish opportunities, like fishing the clear, shallow water flats with a Top Keys backcountry guide.
Veering to the left. There you go, put it on, show him the fly. Nice cast, excellent. Great job. Great job. Thanks, buddy.
Bonefish, the gray ghost of the flats, one of the most difficult game fish to catch. And here in the Florida Keys, there are more world record bonefish catches than the rest of the country combined. Backcountry anglers can also find the popular and tasty snook, as well as permit, snapper, redfish, and trout. And the star of the flats, none other than the Silver King, the tarpon.
Sarah, 1 o'clock. 60 feet, a little more to the left, right there. Go, reel. Reel. That's it, reel down, hit him again. Yeah, that's a big tarpon.
One of the most economical and fun ways to meet people and fish the offshore reefs of the Florida Keys is on a party boat. They're located throughout the Keys and offer bait, tackle, and in some instances food and beverages. But most of all, they offer an opportunity to catch a variety of bottom fish. The offshore reefs of the Florida Keys are a habitat for game fish like mutton, mangrove, and yellowtail snapper, an assortment of grouper, along with kingfish, barracuda, and a lot more to challenge anglers vying for the big one. Deep-sea anglers dream of catching the big fish, that blue water giant, and the Gulf Stream is most likely where you'll find them. A tremendous roster of world-class offshore guides and their fully equipped charter boats await you. These licensed professionals have what it takes to deliver the blue water action thrills you came to the Keys for. While trolling these tropical waters, anglers often encounter dolphin fish, a game fish that strikes explosively, fights frantically, and is considered a gourmet's delight. Or maybe you'd like to catch a shark.
About 200, 250.
You'll also find blackfin tuna, wahoo, named for its incredible speed, and one of the most sought after of the glamour species, the aerobatic sailfish, the catch of the day. The combination of more than 100 IGFA-recognized game fish in the Florida Keys, along with world-class guides, the variety of excellent accommodations, restaurants, and marina facilities makes for a blend of tournament activities all year long. Sport fishing competition ranges from family tournaments featuring kids to celebrity tournaments that highlight the angling antics of the rich and famous. You can wade along the shallow flats in search of the elusive bonefish, or charter a boat and crew and compete for the largest blue marlin. Who knows? You may find yourself with a catch of a lifetime. Catch the thrills. Catch the excitement. Catch the adventure. Get hooked on sport fishing in the fabulous Florida Keys.